Good morning to the space community and beyond. We are about 3 or so minutes from our start time of our 9 a.m. morning flow. Announced about 20 minutes ago that we're going to flow into Ardha Chandrasana this morning. So our focus is on movement and opening up through the hips. Excuse me. If you want a prop, a block will come in handy, perhaps for balance, or something like it. So, lots of instructors have given lots of good examples. By now, you probably have your favorite at-home block stand-in. So, giving yourselves just a couple of minutes to prepare, grab some water, and things like that. As we've been announcing over the past week, you can make donations to the studio if you'd like by through our Venmo, so at the Space Visalia, or you can sign up for classes on MindBody as you would for any other class, and pay through that, or you can go directly through our website and use PayPal. So if you would like to make a donation to the studio during this time, you can do it in any one of those ways. And as you're joining, if you wouldn't mind just giving a quick hello so that I know that you're here. It's nice to see who's practicing with me this morning. So just a couple of more minutes and then we'll go ahead and get started. It'll be about a 30 to, good morning, Sarah. It'll be about a 30 to 35 minute flow into Ardha Chandrasana, or half moon. So our focus is on movement this morning. And if you're just tuning in, perhaps a block to bring the ground a little bit higher and support balance if needed. Okay, so it is 9 a.m. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hello, my name is Nicole. I am a 200-hour registered yoga teacher. I teach at the Space Yoga Studio in Visalia, California, and in order to comply with our state's shelter-in-place mandate, I am currently teaching you from my home studio. Like I said, all levels class flowing into Ardha Chandrasana. Our focus is just on movement this morning. Morning, tutor. And getting ready for our day. This class is a collection of suggested movements. If you're currently experiencing any physical ailments or injuries, or you are pregnant, you should consult your doctor before practicing. If you experience any pain during this practice, I recommend that you come down to your mat in a seated or supine position and call your doctor. You acknowledge that by participating in this participation in this online class may carry some risk of injury. You will not hold myself or the Space Yoga Studio liable for any injuries that may occur during this practice. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started here. Morning, Alana. We're just going to dive right in since, trying to keep classes a little shorter has been a struggle for all of us. So we're going to dive right into downward facing dog. So that's where we're going to begin this morning. So go ahead and join me on your mat in downward facing dog and just start to pedal out the feet. Pedaling the feet nice and slow, so moving here with intention. Shaking the head, yes and no. And immediately starting to focus on the breath. So taking nice deep breaths, and as you do, pressing into the hands, allowing the spine to elongate towards the ceiling. You can shake the hips, maybe turning the toes in the opposite direction as the hips are leaning, getting a nice side stretch in the body, and then switch. Just kind of letting the head do whatever feels good. And as you're moving here, really focusing in on the breath. Good. So taking about 5 more breaths to move, press into the hands, opening up through the upper body, the spine, and the backs of the legs. And making an effort here to really press into the hands and shift some of your weight into the back body. So letting the legs pick up more of the weight of the body than your hands. Emily did a really nice yoga basics with a focus on down dog last Friday morning. So if you missed it, maybe tune into her video when you've got some time to really focus in on some of the basics of downward facing dog if it still doesn't feel like a restful pose for you. And then on your next exhale, drop to the knees and find yourself in tabletop. On an inhale, drop the belly, float the chest forward, lift the gaze, find your cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, press the ground away. Inhale, dropping in, belly drops, gaze lifts, hips lift. And exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, press the ground away. Moving here through about 3 more cat-cows at your own breath pace. So any extra movements that you want to add on, you can take that rolling cat-cow that we often cue when we're in the studio. As you exhale, you drop towards child's pose. Inhale, you come forward. You can go sideways. So just any extra movements, all exploratory, all with the purpose of helping the body to open. And of course, connecting the breath to whatever movements you're taking this morning. So 1 more full cycle. Let it be your most rejuvenating breath cycle yet. And then inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Pull the belly button up and in. And then inhale, lift the right knee, tap the elbow, the tricep, maybe right up under that armpit. Exhale, send that leg behind you. Dropping those toes towards the back of the mat, press into the heel, let the head drop between the arms. And then inhale, rock forward, pick up the bottom left leg, turn it off the mat, press the sole of the back foot down. Inhale, fingertips reach high to the sky, let the gaze follow. Exhale, sweep the arm alongside the ear, let the fingertips reach towards the top of the mat. Let the pinky toe edge of the foot really root into the back of the mat. So turning the chest open, gaze lifting, belly is tight. And then inhale, take those fingertips towards the sky, flex the foot, and lift. Find your mini moon. So this is where we're headed, just up, standing on the foot rather than on the knee. If it feels okay and you want to take a little bind, bend the knee, reach for the foot, and you've got some options. You can press gently, being super aware of the knees, the heel in towards the glute, or you can kick that foot up and back behind you, kind of turning open for a little back bend, shoulder opener. Exhale, release, back towards that mini moon if you took that option, and then release once more into that nice deep side stretch. Lift the foot, just a little oblique work. Exhale, crunch. Knee and elbow into center. Inhale, long. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, long. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, long. And then exhale, release. Right hand down. And then right knee down. One cat-cow in between sides. Maybe a little roll with that left wrist. Inhale, drop the belly, float the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin. Good. Second side. Left hand plants, right hand plants as the left foot sends behind you. Pick up the bottom leg, take it off the long edge of your mat once more. Inhale, planting the sole of the back foot and reaching those fingertips towards the top of your mat. Gaze is lifting, chest is opening. Just opening up here all the way through the side body, pressing deeply the pinky toe edge of that extended foot. And then inhale, gaze and fingertips move up towards the sky, flex the foot, and let the foot join you into this mini moon. Belly's tight here, and the hips aren't quite stacked, okay, but they're not neutral. If you feel like a good option is to bend the knee, reach for the foot, you can open up through the quad here, or you can kick hand and foot into one another and kind of opening up a little back bend, shoulder across the chest. Of course, if the foot's not quite accessible, you can still work the action here by just reaching. Quad is super tight, toes are pointed. One more breath. And then exhale, release gently. Retake the arm over the ear, flex the foot, exhale, elbow and knee connect. Inhale long. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, nice and long. And then exhale, release. Left hand, left knee. And walk those hands forward, tuck the toes, up and back. Downward facing dog. Take about 3 breaths. Maybe once more, pedaling those knees. Palms are flat and planted. Pads of the fingers, knuckles, all rooted here. And on your next inhale, nice and slow, rolling forward towards plank pose. As you do, the belly super engages, so pull the belly button in towards the spine, lock the heels towards the back of the room, tuck the tail. Inhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Next inhale, forward, plank pose. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Once more, inhale forward. Tuck the tail, engage the belly. Maybe the knees come down on your first chaturanga, untuck the toes. Spine stays planked, elbows towards the back of the mat. Lower nice and slow all the way down. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Exhale, release. Engage the belly, tuck the toes, back up through knees, downward facing dog. And then walk those hands back to meet the feet. Nice bend in the knees. If the hamstrings are feeling tight, let the belly and the thighs connect. And then maybe opposite elbows or hands behind the back, clasp the fingers, let those arms fall up and over, especially if you're working towards Chapasana as your peak pose rather than Ardha Chandrasana, opening up through those shoulders. You can shake the head, yes and no. And then exhale, release, bring the hands to the shins, lift up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down, rise up, arms lift, palms touch. Exhale, hands come, heart center. I didn't adjust my screen so my head's a little cut off, my apologies. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, walk those hands out towards plank pose. Shoulders, elbows, wrists stacked and aligned. Belly's tight. Exhale. Maybe the knees stay up as you chaturanga. Maybe you pause for a breath or two. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Rooting through the left foot, inhale, right leg lifts, high to the sky. Really work here on lifting that leg high, dropping into the left heel. So really this lift is a really big opener for the left leg. And then open those hips up, reach those toes further. Let that leg fall behind you, feel an openness in the psoas. Exhale, bend the knee. Just kind of let that foot be heavy. You can roll the ankle. And then inhale, straighten. Exhale, tap the nose, maybe the forehead. Step that foot through in between the hands. Straighten that leg slightly. Exhale, really sink it in. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink. Good. Knee is stacked over the ankle. Spin the back heel down. Front foot, back arch alignment. Windmill, nice and strong. Up and open. Virabhadrasana 2. Back leg is really firm. Front knee stacked over the ankle or a little behind it if you're not quite into that 90-degree angle with the front leg yet. Flip the front palm, reverse and reach. Good, inhale, come back. Exhale, windmill down, nice and slow. Pop up to the ball of the back foot, simultaneously plant the left hand and find a twist. Reaching those fingertips high towards the sky. Exhale, right hand plants, right foot steps up and back. Three-legged dog. And maybe that leg stays lifted as you flow. Maybe you drop it along the way. Your practice this morning. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left leg reaches high to the sky. So drop into that right heel. Lift the leg higher. Higher. Using the breath. Open up those legs towards the side wall. Exhale, let that leg fall behind you. Open up through that left hip. And then bend the knee. Rolling the ankle around. Knees pointing up towards the ceiling. Straighten. Exhale. Knee taps nose, maybe forehead. Gaze between the thumbs. Step the foot there. Straighten that leg. Sink it in. So working into the hips and the hip flexors this morning. Straighten out. Exhale, sink it in. Straighten out. Sink it in. Good. Nice and firm. Spin the back heel down. Front heel, back arch alignment. Strongly through the legs. Open up. Virabhadrasana 2. Firm in that back leg. Belly is tight. Arms are firm, right? And maybe you're not quite at that 90-degree and the knee is a little bit behind the ankle. Maybe you're dropping all the way in. Whatever feels good. Flip that front palm. Reverse and reach. Breathing into the left side body here. Inhale, come out. Exhale, one fluid, strong, slow motion. Up to the ball of the back foot. Right hand plants, gaze lifts. And try not to let, on this twist, that left leg splay out to the side. Exhale, release. Left hand down. Left foot up and back. Three-legged dog. And maybe that leg stays lifted as you flow. Maybe it drops along the way. Downward facing dog, 5 breaths, maybe a child's pose. Up to you, taking about 5 breaths, maybe grab a water, whatever it is that you need in this moment. Checking time, doing good. Okay, if you're in child's pose, make your way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, press forward. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Little bonus vinyasa before we start into building this flow. Inhale, right leg lifts. Open up. Let that leg lift high. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, tap. Inhale, step it through, straighten out. Inhale, exhale, sink it in. Plant that foot. Inhale, Vieria 2. Belly's tight. Flip the front palm. Reverse. Maybe you find a bind with that back hand. Inhale. Reach opposite direction. Side angle pose. Maybe this is where your block comes in, so elbow can rest on the knee or hand can drop inside the foot. Whatever feels good here. If you want to block underneath that hand, brings the ground a little higher. So whatever feels good and right for your body. Sweep the arm alongside the ear. Good. One more breath. Keep the belly tight and keep this right hip tucking under. So we talk a lot about bringing front hips towards the ribs. You are working that action in this pose as well. Exhale, press down, strongly rise back up. Find that same slow flow transition right into that side twist. Exhale, release right hand, right foot steps back. Maybe it stays lifted, maybe it drops, whatever feels good for you. Maybe you skip the vinyasa altogether. Right into second side. Inhale, left leg lifts high to the sky. Open up, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, tap. Step it through. Straighten out, inhale. Exhale, sink it in. Spin the back heel down. Up you go, Vieria 2. Working that foundation. So feet acting like they're pulling in towards one another. Really fire up those inner thighs. Flip the front palm. Reverse. Maybe you find a little bind with that bottom hand. Inhale. Reach opposite direction. Hand inside the foot. Elbow to the knee. Or hand to a block. whatever feels good. And remember, it's okay if one side feels different and needs a different version of the pose than your opposite side. Good. Sweep the arm alongside the ear. One long line of energy from the tips of the fingers to the edge of your foot. Keep the belly tight, keep tucking that bottom hip under. Strongly root to rise, Virabhadrasana 2, and find that nice, slow control into that twisted lunge. Exhale, left hand down, left foot back. Maybe that foot stays lifted in that Chaturanga Dandasana up dog. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you skip it altogether and preserve energy. Up to you. You'll exhale to come back to downward facing dog. And inhale, we're all gonna press forward, plank pose. Just a little fun before our next building here in this vinyasa. Belly's super tight. You're gonna turn those toes and lift to a side plank. So building just a little bit of arm strength, working the balance, really press those hips high, belly's tight. If you wanna play, lift, okay? Or you can kickstand if you're not feeling side plank Vashisthasana this morning. Anything here that builds a little strength. And then release. Up and back, downward facing dog, lift the right leg up, open up, bend the knee. If you're taking Shavasana, this knee bend is a really similar action to what you'll ask of your body in that Shavasana shape. Exhale, knee taps, step it through, straighten out, sink it in, spin the heel down, up and open. Virabhadrasana 2. Flip the front palm, reverse and reach. Really flowing here, so letting the movements connect. Inhale, side angle pose, Pardha Konasana, maybe block elbow to knee. If you want to take a half wrap, opening up through the shoulders, you can take that top hand towards the back. Maybe it rests on the sacrum, maybe the hip. You can take a full wrap if your body's feeling okay with that option this morning. Take a couple of breaths. Good, unwind, rise up. Straighten that leg, reverse your Trikonasana. And inhale up and over you go. Shift those hips back, reach, reach, reach. Hand rest, shin, ankle, ground, maybe a block. Same action here, tuck that bottom hip under. Okay, so try not to let the lumbar splay. Really tuck, tighten up through that lower body. Breathing here in your Trikonasana. Take the gaze down, bend the knee. Once more, nice and slow, find that twist. Exhale, release. Right foot up and back. Maybe you flow with the leg lifted. Maybe you're tired of vinyasas this morning. Whatever feels good and right for your body. Inhale, take it forward. Plank. Second side with that Vashisthasana. Open up, press down, lift the hips. Maybe you play a little. Good. Exhale, release, and take it up to that three-legged dog. Open those hips, bend the knee. Exhale, forward, tap, step it through. Inhale, straighten, exhale, sink, back heel spins, up and open, Virabhadrasana 2. Flip the front palm, reverse. Inhale, right into side angle pose. So maybe extending, maybe half wrap, maybe full wrap, whatever feels good for your body this morning. Keep breathing. If you've got the wrap, gentle unwind, press down, straight leg, reverse your Trikonasana, bring it back. I like to take my back foot up slightly, shift those hips back, reach, 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 and find your triangle pose. Again, hand to ankle, maybe a little higher, shin. Maybe you can find the ground. Notice that whatever option I take, my torso really doesn't change. So you don't want the chest towards the ground, right? You want to open up. And if you can't quite get there with the hand on the ground, use a prop. Breathing here. Good. Nice, slow float back into that twist. And then exhale, take it down. Footsteps up and back, three-legged dog. Find your vinyasa. Up and back. Take a couple of breaths. Heading into our peak pose. Inhale, right leg lifts high to the sky. Exhale, step it through top of your mat. So maybe this is where you have your prop. Bend the back knee, step up. So this is kind of where your hands can be if you're not quite certain about balance yet. Left hand can maybe find the ground, right hand on a prop, or left hand can come to the heart, and you're just gonna start to work those hips more open. So you don't want Virabhadrasana 3 hips. Open up, and then lift those left fingertips towards the sky if that feels good. Maybe you don't need the prop. Keep the belly tight and the back leg strong. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. If you want to take Chapasana, bend the back leg, reach for the foot, okay? Nothing changes in the torso as you grab that foot. And you can pull it in, or you can kick it back, same as our mini moon. Keep breathing. When you're ready, gentle release. Bend into the knee, nice and slow, right into that reverse. Transitioning Virabhadrasana 2. One more time to that twist. And exhale. Step it back. Downward facing dog, vinyasa optional. Inhale, second side. Left leg lifts. High to the sky, exhale, step it through, bend the back knee, lift up, so prop, maybe and a little micro bend in the standing leg is okay, belly's tight, and you open up those hips when you feel steady, maybe hand to heart, maybe you blossom all the way, maybe you realize I don't really need the prop. Keep the belly tight. Gaze can be down, to the side, up towards the ceiling. Whatever feels good. Belly, the core, strong and steady here to help steady the pose. Shavasana takers, bending the knee. reaching for the foot. Keep breathing. Keep that core tight. Good. When you're ready, slow, gentle release. Bend the knee, step back, and reverse. Transition, Virabhadrasana 2. One final time into that twist. And then release, left hand down, left foot back. Final opportunity here for a vinyasa. Let those hips drop, press the chest forward, and then drop the knees. Child's pose, Malasana. Take about 3 breaths. Intentionally slowing the heart rate here. And then inhale, lift up, cross at the ankles, sit back into a comfortable seated position. Take the right leg long. Take the left leg long. Right knee crosses over that left leg. So the feet look like this. If it feels good for your body, lean over and bend the left knee so the foot connects with the heel. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, twist. So the elbow is outside the knee. Back arm is here for support. It keeps the spine long. Pull the belly button in towards the spine. Take the gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, twist deeper. One more time. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Good. Inhale to unwind. Exhale, hands behind the back, just to release. Right leg long, left foot crosses over. Lean in, bend the bottom leg, only if that feels good for you. If it doesn't feel okay, then keep that leg straight. Inhale, right arm lifts. Find all this length through the spine as you do take that lift. Exhale, twist. So this arm can stay bent. It can extend, whatever feels good. Left arm is there to keep the spine supported and lengthened. So reach through the crown of the head. And if it feels okay for the cervical spine, take the gaze over the left shoulder. Breathing deeply. Good. Exhale. Mind. The hands behind the back. Unwind the legs. Scooch towards the center of your mat. Always carving the core in that transition down to our back. Try to keep those feet planted. Nice and slow. Release. Good. Hug the knees in towards the chest. You can take them wide. And then you can let them kind of open for a happy baby prep. Hands inside the knees, just kind of letting the weight of the arms take those legs closer to the ground. Good. Happy baby. Elbows inside. Hands to the outsides of your feet. You can rock a little. You can straighten one leg or both. Whatever feels good. I'm sure you have your favorite movements in Happy Baby. When you're ready, soles of the feet together. And as you take that transition, the elbows press those knees away as the hands bring your flexed feet in towards the belly. So it's this push-pull action. And then slow, gentle release. Legs out to the side. Let those feet fall open. Hips relax. Belly relaxes. Shoulders relax. Maybe arms up and overhead in your Shavasana. Nice deep inhale, exhale. Open mouth, sigh it out. Let the gaze soften. Let the jaw relax. Release any tension in the forehead. Let the breath intentionally slow and come back to a normal rhythm. And stay here for about 5 breaths. You are certainly welcome to stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like before jumping back into your day. If you're ready to move, wiggle fingers and toes. Hug those knees in towards the chest. Great big hug of gratitude. Rolling onto one side as a transition and pressing up to a comfortable seat. Bringing hands into heart center, bow chin into the chest. Bowing into self as a gesture of gratitude and thanks for the efforts that you expended on your mat this morning. Thank you all so much for joining and for continuing to join and support the space through this time. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. I hope that you continue to join us. Kristen is teaching a flow tonight at 6 p.m. So if you need a little bit more yoga in your life, definitely join her tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. with Emily and 6 p.m. with Alana. So thank you, everybody. I wish you an awesome rest of your Thursday, in case you're like me, losing track of the days. And like I said at the beginning of class, if you would like to donate, Venmo, sign up for the class through MindBody, visit our website. All of the options are there. There's a PayPal link. So if you'd like to continue to support the space through this time, anything is so greatly appreciated. And thank you from my heart to yours. Namaste.